Alright folks, we're back, but we're going to skip past our faces because we got to get directly into the game. We got soO rocking his BlizzCon portrait. Oh, excuse me, it's StarCraft. Oh no, don't crash. Oh no. Don't crash on me now. Okay, there we go. soO rocking his BlizzCon portrait, of course. Fighting up against his opponent, but oh no, it's doing it on the overlay. So this is part of the problem we talked about earlier. Oh, the cancel, the pool. Okay, we'll fix the overlay in a moment, guys. Spawning in the upper left side of the map, we've got the red Zerg player. It's soO. But wait a minute, who does this? Nobody, literally nobody does this.
What the fuck? In the bottom right is the blue Zerg. He is solar.
Okay, nobody drone scouts. It's like the rule of ZvZ. It's never worth it to drone scout. Like 99% of the time, every pro player will tell you don't drone scout.
The only reason it is ever worthwhile is if you have a very high likelihood of actually scouting that they're going to be going for an early pool.
And he's going to get that scout. So good, so sick.
Yeah.
This for me, by the way, is not just like solar. Like maybe he knows how soO plays, maybe he doesn't. But the fact that he just came off of like one of the worst results for IEM, out of one of the more expected players to win it, he's like, I will not lose another ZvZ. I'm going to lock this down.
So what's interesting, though, is that he doesn't really... I still don't know if it was quite worth the drone scout because this early pool is so not committal. You know, like it's one thing to see that they're truly all inning you, or maybe even like see their drone. Oh, wait a second. Oh no, those are links. Yeah, to see their drone coming across the map to build like a spine crawler. That's like a true all in that you better scout. But this one is just so... It's only links. There's no gas. Not even speed. Not even like Baneling follow-up. It just immediately throws on a hatchery. So... I don't know what this means, because like even though solar scouts this, he can't exactly change his build that much. You know, he's got the spawning pool timing when he has it, and he has his hatchery when he has it, so he's not going to bother getting his own gas, which I guess he did scout that portion, which is pretty important. He doesn't have to overreact thinking, you know, there could be banelings on the way.
But I love this. The drone stacking, he's playing it super safe. The lings spawn a little bit unfavorably, so he even pulls that back. Microing a couple drones to the fight might give him a lead, but he's trying to buy time for the queen to come out. And that's why we're not seeing a commitment here. He's also trying to lure soO into the mineral line. The second soO gets surrounded by the drones, solar wins this fight, and he knows it too. That's why soO's playing so precautious and not going into this at all. The queen finally pops out. This will give a big lead for solar. As long as he keeps that queen alive, she can do tons of damage, and he pushes this back.
Yeah. So it's like ended up being like a decent fight there, but right. So he's been droning behind this as he does force solar to get more lings. His hatchery really is, as I said, like not that badly timed. As so you know, solar can only use it so much faster. Actually, I don't think he can even use it faster. The injects were even similar. But anyway, the question is like, where does it put them now? Solar did get a little behind on the drones because he did make lings, thinking maybe he needed a few more, and now he's gonna catch up. They're both going for gases now. soO actually goes for double gas. In the natural, too, which is a little bit weird. You think you might want to hide those. I don't know. That's actually super cool. Because the whole fact that, you know, the whole thing about, like, never drone scouting, that's, like, one guarantee of an early pool, is that your opponent isn't quite sure what type of early pool it is until the timings have passed, you know? Like, okay, they don't have banelings by now, I guess it's not banelings. But since he got the full scout in the main base, which I think he did, yeah, well, he didn't have to overreact, and he could get his own well-timed gas.
I would say one of the instances of ZvZ that might be better now, too, just thinking on it, was old pools, you could scout the pool maybe, but you also had to count the drones to be like, how much is that? Was that an 8 pool? Was that like a 6 pool? Now it's just kind of like, yeah, it's probably a 14 pool because it's all you really can do. Like, you start with so many drones, you're already good to go.
Well, this faster layer is it's matched by soO. They're both going for roaches and evolution neighbors too. So the only difference seems to be that soO went for a bit faster 3 gas. Yeah, actually much faster 3 gases. So maybe gets the +1 faster, maybe gets road speed faster, but it's actually been quite a equalization process here because soO doesn't even get +1 faster, but he does have a lot more gas still for maybe more lings. And roaches, they both never bothered to get ling speed, just roaches. A beautiful game. Oh, Solar goes for the third base. Again, if you're both confirming that you don't have speed, then you know there's going to be a certain amount of time before they attack you, even with, somewhat fast roach speed. And now they got to keep eyes on how many roaches are being made. That's still where the overlords are useful. So soO's actually going to try and push Solar's back. Again, there's no ling speed, so there's really not a worry that your queens are going to get sniped by 20 lings.
Ooh. This is actually a big denial while this is going on. Not just because, okay, it's a small supply block, but look at Solar's vision. Nothing. He's got no way to see what's coming. He's got no idea on the timings that are coming.
Yeah.
Out until it's like on his side of the field. Even the middle of the map, he doesn't have vision of. soO, on the other hand, nicely placed overlords. He's good to go. He's going to see anything Solar throws at him.
So does Zerg not have any of the blank spots?
Maybe not, because, yeah, they got the cool chrome roaches coming out, no problem.
Yeah, they have roaches, lings, overlords, all.
Once again, Zerg gets completely, like...
the best things in the patch.
They're nerfing everyone else with these bugs.
Oh my god.
Whereas the literal bugs have no... Maybe that's why they're immune.
Protoss got the worst end of the stick, which is totally Legacy of the Void.
Dude, they're already bugs. They can't have it
I'm
anymore.
not gonna drunk. Oh, on the hot scale, I'm a 10, baby.
Oh, it's Zombie
Thanks,
Grub.
Zombie Grub.
Yeah. I'm glad you can hear these too. Who was that? Thank you very much to Tom KD for the $10 donation. We super appreciate it. Ace Kate, my friend. Always Ace Kate.
Yeah. So even though soO did that cool thing about pushing the overlords out, Solar wasn't being really greedy. He has even army supply, the missile attack's the same too, and soO should not be doing damage with this. He is getting control over the map for some time, and he's droning for it, but even though he has control over the map, he hasn't quite gotten scouting yet. This is what the Overseer's for. It should take a hard right to the main base and see the Spire. Oh my god, soO, please. Why would you do that? Why would you just scout the third base? What? I think I mean, I know that there's like a certain... I know there's a reason that you want to see like either Satchel on the third base or not, but wouldn't you still want to go to the main base? Okay, Jesus. Okay. No, he's stuck. No, why?
No, he doesn't, Zombie Grub.
Why?
Well, the thing is... So, I think that the biggest thing this would factor at this point is, like, what upgrade you go for out of that Spire. And he's still got timing to figure that out.
Okay.
The Overseer drops the Changeling in. He's going to see the Spire. Carapace should be his first choice. Although, he's going for +2 range weapons still.
Yeah, this is the tricky part. They both ended up going for a Spire, but soO went for the later one, so it's not like a trick for him. And he's already invested in the +2. I actually don't know what he does in this situation. Apparently, he doesn't cancel the +2 though. He just goes for an attack, hoping that he still has more roaches. But that's not even true.
No, it's not. True's not playing today's tournament. It's soO and Solar.
Good number of roaches for Solar, and he has the mutas here. soO has not spent his money yet, so he will have 10 mutas himself. 10 to 7.
Yeah.
9 okay for the rate.
The problem is, like, losing too many roaches is really going to hurt him. Because while you might have mutas that slowly and eventually clean up the roaches...
Okay.
Like, this goes for either player, whether it's on the attack or the defense, but I think soO's just in too much trouble. The mutas are coming out way too late.
Yeah, he might die too quickly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
14 mutas are going to be more than enough to fight. The queens are actually picking up some of Solar's mutas right now, but so many roaches are going to live. It'll take... If he splits these up especially, it's going to take so long to clean up.
If he doesn't take too much damage economically, then it's not a problem that his army supply is super bad. Like, he'll make up for that maybe in time.
Queens, please.
But he is starting to take economy damage.
He's also not focus firing down.
This snowballed.
The mutas started attacking. The 3 spawn right away. He finally has the air control.
Oh my god.
But you're right. This is already too much damage done. The Spire even being maybe focused down. 24, 25, 27. That drone count still just keeps going up while he's trying so desperately to clean this up.
Damn. Man, I feel like this is like a gotcha moment right there. Solar just did everything a little bit like quicker, a little more precise, and soO, it wasn't necessarily like something terribly wrong. He didn't like move Banelings into a hatchery on accident or something, right? He just didn't quite have things in time.
So back at home, Hydras are the choice for Solar. Okay, cool. But he also threw down like 4 to 5 Spore Crawlers. Excuse me, wrong tab. Yeah, Spore Crawler per base, one in the middle. He's actually not going to be too worried about these mutas. And unfortunately for soO, the rule of ZvZ, no matter whether you're the first or second player to get to mutas, if your opponent's not going mutas, you typically don't keep going mutas. So by continuing to invest in this, I don't know why he's expecting Solar to keep going mutas, but these aren't going to work out. If he had Banelings or something underneath this rolling into the Hydras, I laugh my ass off and I say, Solar, you're dead. But Solar's going to have so many Hydralisks, and they're going to have +2 weapon upgrades on top of this. Those mutas are going to get shredded.
Of course, for me, I have so much faith in the power of Mass Muta. Even when there's Infestors, Hydras, and Blinding, or Vipers, which are basically Blinding Cloud, right? No, but Vipers too. They just, like, they'll run around, they'll kill key buildings, they'll keep a worse player back at home unnecessarily long. They'll literally just, like, snowball out of control, and the Infestors won't even be enough. You know, there's just too many mutas, and then they get to Banelings, like you're talking about. I know that they're probably the best unit to come back in a game with. So I think soO's kind of going that path too. Like, if he goes back into Roaches, it's actually just a numbers game that he's going to lose. The mutas might just be that little bit of a twist. Fortunately, he's not even really being threatening with the mutas so far. So if this continues, then all those points I made about them sniping key buildings, sniping Infestors, keeping off a 4th base, it doesn't even matter. He's stopped making mutas? No, he's making a couple more mutas. He's at 23 mutas and he really hasn't done anything with them yet. So, I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong to believe in the power of Mass Muta. We've certainly seen their mobility be their greatest asset. I love Hydras, and I think their damage is too good to be beat. But if you can't catch the mutas, it doesn't matter. So maybe he finds a way to make this work. The investment, though, really is so all or nothing, I feel, in this. Like, there's so much money that's been put in these mutas.
I agree. I'm so confused. Like, soO goes for these mutas, and he goes for a lot of mutas, but he doesn't actually do anything with them. And I understand the fear of Infestors. You know, you don't want to just fly into Infestors and be like, well, I guess that's game. But they're also completely useless on the defensive, too. Like, if you just let Solar push in with his maxed out Roach Hydra Infestor army, your mutas can't help then either. So I'm just super surprised he isn't at least trying to do something with them. He really is just patrolling his creep. He does get maxed out himself, by the way, but I think that Solar's going to have a better army.
Chat is killing me here with the trolling about Solar's name, so I hope this indicator will let you guys know which player is Solar. I googled cool sun emoji and got one with the creepiest face, so we're gonna go with that one. The Spore Claw gets the damage, but the Fungal Growth gets almost all the mutas! The Burrowed Infestors are completely
this is exactly
insane.
what he didn't want to happen, so, you know.
Oh,
this is why he was being, I think, so cautious to send them out in the map.
Jesus.
You can see why, but also they weren't going to be very helpful otherwise anyway.
Left side's got a pretty big attack going on. I mean, Solar, once he collects his forces, is just going to have the dominant amount. Let's not forget, there's still Fungals almost ready to go. They're on reload right now. And okay, they work great against mutas, there's no doubt, but they're really good against roaches too. Let's not forget about that.
At least soO will have some decent upgrades, I think, as like they're about to attack. They might be 2 versus 2. But he won't have Hydras, and Solar could always decide to go for Lurkers too and not even take the fight here, but he's going to take the fight.
Oh my god.
Still has an upgrade lead for like 5 more seconds.
Also, I'll get more into this.
He's losing his Roach buffer. There's a lot of Hydras left over. It's still going to be enough. Okay.
It's still going to be enough. I was going to mention too, while this went on, Gyokoroga went above and beyond. Once again, donated to the prize pool. It doesn't need to be any bigger, but a $93 donation makes it even bigger. He says, odd number for OCD, my friend. Heart, divine blessings for me this year. Let's spread the love. Heart, hey chat, my Kappa button is stuck. Can you help? I've heard.
Well,
Solar actually starts losing some of the front line. He's still got more macro. He's still got more money. He's still got a better follow-up. But let's get some. This guy asked from earlier. Let's get some more, guys. Gyokoroga just brought the prize up to $2,093. Let's get some Kappas in chat. If we find a golden Kappa, I was gonna say something stupid like I'll match the prize pool, but even that 1% chance, I can't afford that.
Please,
so just
please.
Look for the golden Kappa, guys. It'll be cool. There's no prize for it, but find that golden Kappa.
Well, there is a shining little glimmer of hope for soO, but it was squashed. GG.
Yeah. All right, Solar gets that first game here in the semifinals. Not a bad start for him, especially, again, reeling off the back end of what was not a great ZvZ performance at IEM. Glad to see that he can still, against a player of soO's caliber, hold his own. But also soO, oh my god, that's Fungal Growth. Oh my god.
That was just like the unluckiest person ever. Like, I feel like the meme is like, get the 25 mutas until you get fungled, you know, like, bad luck Brian. But that was the fear. That was the, you know, even higher potential, because Infestors can now cast fungals while burrowed.
Yeah. I'm looking at the match arena list, by the way. As we get to this next lobby, no commercial breaks, guys. Yeah, Gyokoroga at $800, Messin at $793, Root Sharabani at $102. BaseTradeTV doesn't count, and then Slayer at 51. This prize pool today was without a doubt carried by Messin and Gyokoroga, but that's still something close to like $400 raised, $500 raised from everybody else contributing. So these two have been the powerhouse MVPs. They are the exclamation mark Korean casters. Yeah, that's right. I made the command for it in chat, and they are to be thanked and eternally, guys. I'm sure the players will really appreciate this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move Solar's little sun around. Did you get to see it yet? By the way, it's super creepy looking.
Hold on.
Sun rises to the east. There we go. All right.
Oh,
Game.
it's not as creepy as I thought, but it's super creepy.
Oh, well, you'll see it in a moment. I'll make it bigger for everybody to see the face. Okay, put that back down there for the time being. Game number 2 here in the semifinals. Keep in mind, we already know one of the players in the grand finals. It's the Protoss player Hush. Winner plays against him. Bottom left side, though, we've got the red Zerg. It's soO.
In the top right, as the blue Zerg, he is Solar.
So I pasted the tweets of the lobby conversation we had explaining to the players in the react, because I thought you guys would like to see the reaction of the players. Solar was without a doubt the best. He's like, all caps, like, SC2 still alive, boys. And that's funny and that's awesome. And I love that Solar, by the way, his English is so good that now he's memeing. Like, he's gone above and beyond English. For a guy who watches like TV to learn his English, Solar is seriously the best. But on a serious note for that, we have sponsors come in. They want to exchange money for advertising. They give us money for things like Corsair Cups. We're grateful. That's awesome. $100 a week, though, pales in comparison to $2,093. And while I know for a fact we're never going to raise money like this on the regular, it's so super awesome to see, even if it's coming primarily from 2 people. There's 2 people that are that passionate still about StarCraft. I'm never going to buy into the dead game memes. I don't need to say a live game because I truly actually believe it is. We have so many... we got so much stuff I can't tell you guys about. 2017 is going to be fucking huge for BaseTradeTV. And you've heard people say, like, oh, commentators, they need to be diverse in multiple games. There's no way for them to survive, etc., etc. But you know what? We've stuck with StarCraft 2 for like 3 years now, and it's still going up, and it's still getting bigger and better for us. So as long as StarCraft 2 is great, BaseTradeTV is going to be here. We're going to keep making it awesome. And with the help of the fans like you guys, like this hype I'm riding on right now is only because of you guys.
Damn, the speech is unreal, man.
It's not supposed to be a
Just
speech.
keep going. Well,
Actually,
it's turning into one.
The only time I think I gave like a kind of awesome speech was when we did that VIP dinner at Hell's Food Time, and it started off as like someone asking like what are the plans, and I just turned into a speech by accident.
That's the only that one.
That's the only speech I've ever given.
That probably pales in comparison to the one you just gave.
Yeah.
It was full of emotion. It was full of hope.
Yeah.
You know, you could
one girl even
should have
started
ended on
crying.
like a rallying call. You know, it's the best. I'm not even kidding. It was actually a really good speech.
Thank you. I think about.
Yeah.
But those are my sincere feelings, guys. I love doing StarCraft, and thank you guys for helping us be able to do it. Now, this game obviously didn't have a drone council, it didn't have a cheeky pool. I'm excited to see what this looks like in a more normal setting.
Yeah, Solar did drone scout, but
it's something where I think it is so weird to see, but if it works, it works. In Solar, I mean, he without a doubt fended off that last game thanks to the drone scout.
It helped a lot in his follow-up, you know, like that could have been a very different game if he had got his own gas and then like got his own Baneling nest because he was super afraid Speedlings or Banelings would come back in. Like that could have been a severe difference, but like regardless of the opener, the numbers were looking quite similar come that mid game. It was just the timing of soO's Spire that really killed him. He was banking so much specifically for the Spire, and it just did not come out in time. It added to a snowball effect. So it feels like this game, he's like, well, that Spire wasn't nearly early enough, so let's go for like the fastest Spire possible. And he gets a pretty damn fast one, but he should be following that up with roaches, not more mutas.
Yeah, no, normally like, even just a small amount can get a lot done, but you can't over-dedicate, or we see what happened last time repeat itself. 200 bits coming from Dire Turtle the Passion. You betcha, man. Thank you so much. Also, Messin donates $7 more to even out the prize pool to 2,100. I think I see an OCD pattern here. Quickly, everyone donate odds amounts of money, and Messin will just even it out.
Oh my god, that's so mean. That's so mean.
No, but
Quick,
seriously,
everyone take advantage of them.
like I want these players. Like I would love for this to keep going up. I want us to set a record that nobody can break. But that being said, it's still really cool that we're at 2,100. Like it could stop right here. I'm super happy. Like, these guys are going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. I'm really glad we got the prize money as crazy as it did.
I'm going to be scared to pay out.
I know, right? Like, don't mess it up, man. You mess this up, that's not like a
Dribble.
couple of bucks. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that would really suck. So, the mutas are on the way. Does soO have any idea about this? He scouted the timing of the lair, which was pretty damn quick. And even though people have been going pretty fast roach speed, I think it was a little too quick. I think he might have some idea that soO's getting mutas, and of course soon he'll see them. I mean, 6 mutas come out, they kill an overlord, that's plenty of time to build your spore crawlers. It's really not too much of a threat, especially if they're not mass muting, which soO is not. They go straight for the queens. Oddly enough, 2 queens and transfuses is quite a lot of trouble for 6 mutas.
Actually, they're pretty much going to kill one of the mutas. That's nice. Almost got the Overlord too. I mean, the mutas like this, of course, are just going to regenerate, so it doesn't matter that they took some damage. But this was also the trigger, like, for soO to go. And so the roaches start moving out.
I don't know about this. This feels a little, like, misaligned timing-wise. But we'll see. Maybe it will just be the right amount of reinforcement timing.
Well, I think this is primarily to get underneath the mutas, right? More than anything else. Like, don't hit me
That's
on my
true. You can bring your
reinforcements,
queens
bro.
now. But it's just so weird because like it feels like if this one didn't work at all, then the Nidus wouldn't have helped.
Well,
but this works beautifully, so the Nidus isn't even necessary.
I mean, the roaches are coming up, but the problem is they're not all spawning together, right? Like it's 3 or 4 spawning here, 2 or 3 spawning here. So solar's still winning these micro roach fights. He's getting that drone. Oh no, it's one roach. Excuse me. Either way, blocks those out. That got a little bit awkward. Lots of damage getting done here, but unfortunately not really hitting the economy just yet. Only just now finally getting the first couple of drone kills, but he's getting cleaned up as it happens. So Solar, he trades out well in terms of like resources lost, but he doesn't get ahead from this.
That was not as much as I thought when he actually managed to get into the natural, and he canceled the Nidus. I think he also realized it was maybe
overcommitted.
it's just not really well timed. Like he wasn't like having a bunch of roaches quite on the way, and he wasn't getting so much time bought with the roaches he did send over. Now he needs roaches back at home, which he does have enough. Like you can definitely see how he planned with all the queens here too, Nidus Worm, but I guess he regretted his choices. But that was, I definitely expected at least like 10 to 12 drones going down, usually when you get into 2 locations. But nope, only 4 is really not that big of a deal for soO.
Yeah, shout out to Scumbag Alaska Winter 923, by the way. He donated $24.75. What a jerk. But he puts that towards the prize pool of the tournament, so thank you very much. Got a couple of bit cheers.
Asshole.
Got a couple of bit. Yeah, she's saying what we're all speaking. Or she's saying what we're all thinking. We got Mr. Boris Maricroft cheering 100 bits. He says, get that Virtual Remedies message out of here. Because Virtual Remedy had cheered for 100 bits and said, I've never used bits before, but here you go. Also, Gerbalaz. 1 year of me not knowing how to say your name. Congratulations for sticking it out. He says 12 months is still hyped. Make sure to send us a message so we can send you a real life part 2. And congratulations for your trip around the sun.
I'm gonna look at his name, but when you pronounce it, I just feel like it says Gerbalass.
Gerbil's ass.
Gerbalass.
Breakfast TV. Oh, that's me, and I could use some breakfast right now, I'll tell you that much. 201 bits. Up in the ante. Thank you so much, sir. The mutas do manage to flock around. I mean, I love that soO's finding any use for these still. They became I feel, almost useless after defending their first attack. But even just sniping an Overlord here and there, clearing out the map. I mean, once again, Solar is sort of blind coming into this.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly what mutas is supposed to give you. It makes him worth 200 for the Spire, and then, however many you get. Because, while he gets mutas, he doesn't have, quite as quick of the +2. Although he will have it, he doesn't go for Tunneling Claws if that's the way he wants to go with his lair.
By the way, I think you'll have to take back your asshole statement and apologize to Alaska Winter because he donates $25.25 to even out up to a $2,150 grand total.
Okay, I'll take it back. Thanks, buddy.
You're so wishy-washy, man. You're flipping and flapping all over the place.
I'm easily swayed.
Alright, well, the mutas are still floating around being a little annoying. Sport crawlers and queens seem to be taking care of it. We got... Oh, there's... Yo, look in chat! There's the Kappa cheer! He's winking! It's the animated bit cheers thing I was telling you about. Virtual Remedy winks with 100 Kappa cheers.
I see. It's more like an anime, twinkle than it is a wink.
Okay, that's true, but I like to think he's winking at me, alright?
It's like when the hero looks off in the distance. Got that shine in his eye.
Yeah, dude. Or Team Rocket just like got knocked into the eyeball of that guy from really far away.
Blasting off again.
Blasting off again! No, the anime cheer mode's really cool. Yo, I want to see oh, I guess I can't say it because I don't want people to think I'm asking for bit donations. But whether it's on our channel or someone else's channel, I can't wait to see like the 10,000 bit Kriegasm one. That one looks so cool.
It's like $1,000, isn't it?
No, 100? 100, yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I can't wait until someone shows me that one.
See, I tried to be like not scummy about it. I love that you just went right for it. That's my favorite thing about you, Zombie Grub.
I just go right for it. I'm a go-getter.
Breakfast TV. Senpai notices you. 101 bit cheers. Thank you guys for all these bits. I don't know where all these bits are coming from today, but thank you so much.
This game has been pretty uneventful for the last 5 minutes or so. We do have finally them both maxed out. They both went different directions, though, soO got some upgrades that could have helped his roaches, but they never really used anything with it. He's trying to get to Hydras now, but they're not quite out. So soO does have better upgrades.
While they're maxed out on supply, there's a little bit of awkwardness going on, though, because soO has a lot of queens. It's actually a lot of supply that could have gone into roaches and ravagers, but at the same time, maybe the transfuse will be worth it. Overlord's awkward in the front line are a little bit of cannon fodder, too.
Didn't realize soO did get tunneling claws roaches into that 4th base. The upgrade does finish for soO, so he will be better on the front lines.
That being said, I mean, soO's supply also reigns pretty good on top of this. Again, a lot of solar supplies being eaten up by those queens. Them existing is killing them, literally.
Yeah. He's also, he's invested a little bit in the Hydras that are not yet showing themselves, and they need to be behind that wall of roaches. So he will probably have to go up this 4th base, I would say. He doesn't want to because it's a gold base, and if he can save it, he knows he'll have an entire 4th above his opponent.
Defender's advantage is starting to kick in, and soO starts pushing back hard. There's the attack on the bottom right actually killed this base, by the way. So not only does soO not... Well, okay, the mutas come in maybe save this. But, well, he doesn't kill the gold base. He also loses his. It's like a double... double whammy.
Yeah, because even if soO had pushed through, he would have killed the gold base, but ideally, soO doesn't lose all of his army for it. And he didn't. He actually, you're right, defensive advantage started really kicking in. Hydra started joining in too. And he just started, it actually started working out. So soO's in now a kind of, not quite like a terrible position. They both are starting to have a bit of bank. But he's lost a lot of momentum. He's out of position for soO moving forward right now. And he's kind of, technically behind on tech. Those Hydras have some pretty insane DPS.
I feel like you're describing somebody who just got swole at the gym.
Swole? What?
But he started working out, lost a lot of weight, lost a lot of momentum, started getting good. The corrosive biles land on so many of soO's ravagers, but solar's losing out a lot in the auto attack, so I really don't know how this fight's going to go out, but solar's got a better supply. The Hydra's starting to throw in some of their DPS now. It's looking so good for solar, waiting for the defender's advantage to kick in out of soO, but it feels like it's never going to.
He's retreating. Okay, I think he was definitely... Well, he knew he sniped the Roachborn, didn't he?
He had to have had a guess.
Seen it.
He may have been so caught up with dodging corrosive biles, he may not have actually seen that. As
yeah, I'm really surprised he pulled back for that. soO in desperation goes for mutas and is now just going to simply go for mutas. I think this was just, I don't have anything to produce with, what if he attacks me again, but it's turned into, well, I guess I should just go for him. If you can surprise someone who's invested in a Hydras and he doesn't have a lot of bank with mutas, Hydras sometimes aren't enough. They need a good number of Hydras and sometimes infestors, which is an okay number of Hydras, but soO's getting like 20 plus mutas right now.
the muted thing is going to be a risky gambit, but maybe it pays off. I mean, it's been hidden for so long. Big shout-outs, by the way. Great message coming from Judo Trip. He tips $3 and says, amazing what you've accomplished here. Never even played StarCraft, but watch this whole tournament. Keep your scene alive. Dude, thank you so much.
Oh, no. soO realizes he may not have a mutas.
He's going to crucify his own Hydras. He didn't even realize. He got so desperate. He just killed a lot of his own Hydras on top of the fact that soO starts snowballing.
But soO has a ton of roaches that can be moved around. He's attacking the fourth base again. He's just going to desperation go into the... Yeah, exactly. If he ever realizes there's no Overseer, that's perfect. And that'll buy him enough time to get more Hydras and another army, because he's still on 4 bases with the gold.
Yeah, money might be better for soO, but the problem is, if he's left with nothing to defend the Hydras, the mutas might not be the problem. If soO makes more roaches, that could actually be the problem. Roaches beat out Hydras in a lot of these fights.
Yeah, soO did not do enough damage long enough, and he did not kill the 4th base.
That may have been a bit of overcommitment, but also borderline throw. I don't know. soO is running out of money a lot worse than soO is. He's just never been able to consistently get mining going. He flies right in. He dives right in. The Spore Claw's barely out of range. A couple transfusions on the Hydras, but the Mutas still remaining strong on 12.
Yeah, I think if it's not the Mutas snowballing, it's going to be the roaches on the ground dealing with the Hydras. I think soO just lost.
GG.
Ooh, soO. Make Mutas work.
All right, so soO ties this up. Hail for, by the way, I am also an appreciator of cold pizza. Cheers 105 bits to express how much she loves pizza. We are going to go to a commercial break, though. I hope you guys are enjoying. Do stick around. Game number 3, final match when we return. All right, folks, beeps are already going down. You can hear that. We're going to get to the lobby, and let's hop directly into the game. It's map number 3. Things are tied up now 1-1. All the players at this point are fully aware how much first place is worth in this tournament, and they're all fighting for it. But swap that around. There we go. Spawning here in the bottom right side, we've got the red Zerg player. It is soO.
In the bottom left, as the blue Zerg, he is Solar.
No, you got to say it like the L's
are,
man.
Oh. Solar.
What did you think I was going to say?
I don't know. I was pronouncing you whenever you were going to
say. I know. It feels bad to know that you've just got like a nope locked and loaded for any given occasion.
Nope.
soO, of course, is somebody I would certainly love to see go through to the finals. soO would be really fun to watch too, but I don't know. Like Hush was kind of surprising in the PvP, like surprisingly good. I'll even say, maybe his ZVP's on point too. I don't know, but either way, it's a best of 5 finals still after this. We got quite a bit more StarCraft on the way. I'm really glad you guys were able to join us for it. Today may have been a slightly longer than average day, but I don't mind when we've got this much hype running in the tournament. Yeah, good players, good games, great casters, and of course an amazing prize pool thanks to you guys, the fans.
Yeah, that's a pretty good day.
That is a pretty good day. It's kind of like we've had a bit of a slow roll, right? We were going so hard on casting as much as we could every single day. You know, you're ending your trip in Korea. You'll be going over to France afterwards. Christmas is coming up. It's kind of slowing down, so it's nice to get a tournament like this.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of, I don't know, like I was trying to get used to the sleep schedule, but like a normal one for Korea is cool too.
Normal, like here in air quotes.
It's pretty normal now. Anyway, links come across the map, of course, seen by soO. All you can do really when seeing this is mentally prepare, as the builds have already been chosen. But he is going to add on that Baneling Nest too. So, decides to go for the Baneling Nest. soO is actually not going for any of his own gas. But while this might seem over defensive for soO, and it probably is for now, it can quickly turn on its head and just become something that soO now has to deal with. Especially if soO does also invest in that speed once he puts his guys back on gas.
Well, really good control once again out of both. soO not losing too much. Good control to keep his lesserlings alive. soO not overcommitting into the mineral line. It sounds such like a silly thing to compliment, but keep in mind, while we're watching this great control, they're still doing 1 million APM to go back home, build drones, get the extractor up, still keep the lings alive, dance around with it, like doing it exactly as necessary. The funny thing is, in the previous 2 games, it was soO who was sniping off a lot of soO's overlords initially with queens. soO's gonna get the first Overlord blood.
He is. He's been chewing away at that for some time. He got a little bit too deep in the main base. So soO'er got the Bailey Nest in case soO was going to do something more aggressive, realized he wasn't, canceled, and still did bother to get speed. So while he won't have Baneling, Speedlings right off the bat, and I'm going to guess he doesn't go for a Bailey Nest. It's like 50-50, I suppose. He'll still have Speedlings. And Speedlings, well, they might not be like, you know, insta-win, GG, I made 30, then you lose. They give you a lot of control. So third base will probably go faster if soO didn't get his own speed, but he's also getting his own speed. Even a Spine Crawler, I think he saw the Baneling Nest, but didn't see the cancel. That's exactly what it was. So for him, he might be pretty afraid that, like, the next 20 seconds, Speedlings, you know, will kick in, which is going to happen, but they actually won't be accompanied by Banelings. Still, the Spine Crawler makes it a lot safer.
Yeah, I'm really glad that soO'er... this is where you start really respecting how clever he is. Like, the guy's good for micro, but you know, how smart is he behind that? And the fact that he chose to actually cancel that was probably the best choice he could have made.
Probably. Again, like, there's a chance going for kind of a borderline, you know, all-in, like, reverse attack would have been deadly to soO, but it's also a potential that soO would have anticipated that and then gotten the Spine Crawler, you know, and it would have been totally different game. soO's speed is almost done, and he'll be able to threaten counterattacks too with that if soO'er does start feeling a little too cocky, like too out in the map type of deal. And there's going to be maybe a couple of Ling battles, but again, without Banelings, not really the Ling Baneling Muta or Ling Baneling Micro. I was going for an M word. That can really change games like super drastically. Yes, maternity, exactly.
Like circling maternity.
Yeah. So soO'er gets faster a little bit into the roaches, but I do believe soO has his own roach horn. Oh no. Did he cancel or did I just missee that? I might have misseen that. He goes for a Baneling Nest, which feels kind of late, but we'll see.
Especially if this was in reaction to him anticipating soO'er still having Banelings down, right? Like, yeah,
you know, at this point, maybe he hasn't figured he doesn't have a Baneling Nest, or maybe he has, and he's looking for that advantage. Because if soO had a Roachborn, he goes for like a Roach Baneling all in, then maybe the Banelings are the real kicker. Well, now he has a Roachborn, but I guess defensively, Banelings won't hurt at all. That'll really reduce the chances soO'er gets his own counterattack in. Yeah, but I almost like really feel in the Roach Baneling all in.
There's part of it too where like Banelings can still deal a considerable amount of damage. Either they wash off the Lings that are on top of your own roaches which are notorious for overkill, hate fighting Lings. But on top of that, Banelings splashing into the heart of a bunch of roaches can still deal a lot of damage. That splash damage might not be bonus damage, but it's still a lot of splash damage.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling it even more. 8 Banelings on the way. He's left some supply left over for what I assume is going to be roaches. There we go. And soO'er will have to defend against this all-in. He already has his lair on the way. His +1 will probably not be a factor here unless the game continues to go on beyond, like, 7-8 minutes. And the roach speed probably won't be a factor either, but I'm not sure if that's... He's only down like 10 army supplies. He's got a Spine Crawler, defense advantage. It's going to be hard for soO to make work, but, those Banelings kind of almost negate the Lings as well, which is a big deal. And they help it versus the roaches.
That surround's pretty nice, though. He's so busy running away, he can't get into this fight at all. He's waiting for all the Banelings to finally go down or get used up. The Spine Crawler certainly did a lot. I'm wondering, will soO'er have enough Lings left over to take on the remaining Lings? He catches some of the roaches, though. This was such a better use of his Lings.
It was, yeah. Yeah, that was really good. The Banelings really did negate, like, a good portion of soO'er's army supply, those Lings, but that was a good use of them. And they're going to bring back some of the reinforcements, give soO'er more time. He might have Roach Speed by that time, but still not that +1. Roach Speed might give him a little bit more micro potential. That should just be numbers here, but soO'er should have better numbers the more it goes on, right? Like, he still has the drones. Those weren't touched. The only thing he's missing are those Banelings, but he doesn't need those Lings anymore, I think, to really help his supply. I think it's good with just roaches.
I know. soO'er is coming in with 27 roaches to the 15 of soO. The speed even lets him hit and run a little bit if he'd like. There's even some Ravagers in the mix. The Banelings want some hits, but they're not going to get the ones that he needs to win the game. Even if soO'er were to eat these all, which he doesn't, he's still just got so much to work with. Now, he does have to chew through the lings. It's costing him a few of his roaches, but between Defender's advantage, the drone lead, and the fact that his roaches are kicking ass, I think soO's a shoo-in to win this fight.
Yeah. And again, maybe soO, like, you know, last a little bit longer, 1 or 2 more minutes. That's when soO now has a +1 advantage as it kicks in right then and there. But more likely soO's going to tap out immediately. GG!
soO takes the series 2-1. But soO, I guess we'll have to talk to, because he's going to still get quite a bit of cash for even losing today.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's find out exactly how much I can tell him. 2150. Yeah, he gets like close to $200.
Very good. Very good.
All right, I'll try and get a hold of him because I don't want to happen to him what happened to Trust. For those who don't know, and I want to publicly put this out there, we've been trying to get a hold of Trust since last week when we did the tournament. We owe him prize money, but we haven't been able to find anyone who has a contact or any information to share. I mean, Kako Talk, Skype, whatever the preference is, we just need a way to talk to him to say, hey, what's your PayPal, bro? So, very, very diligent on trying to make sure everybody gets the money owed for tournaments like this, especially when they're high stakes. So, just going to try and get in contact with soO before we jump into the finals, guys, so I can make sure I have his contact to get him his prize money later. We are going to go to a small commercial break. Do stick around. We'll hear back with the grand finals of the tournament, a best of 5, Hush versus soOr PvZ.